I love how angry math made you, Gerald. And I love how angry small market made you, Espo. So here's the deal. I feel like we should dive deeper into this conversation.
Oh, this is definitely a UFC battle right now.
For me, I'm just going to say, like,
out of the blue corner.
When the topic of conversation around like the size of the market, I'm not basing it off of TV market, right? Because I know that's an actual metric that is measured. Mm-hmm. I'm basing it off of NBA teams, their cities, how much revenue they bring in, the viewership they have, the following they have, the influence they have. That's how I was measuring my ranking of teams.
And when it comes to the market size does not matter. And Espo is going to probably illustrate that better than any of us.
Let me make this very clear. I took offense last night, Gerald.
Okay.
Because you act like you're the math king, as if you own the whole concept of mathematication. All right.
I just know fractions.
You just act like you know it all, like you're a math professor.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to take you to school today.
All right, let's do it.
Because I came up with an entire ranking system for all 30 NBA teams for the all-time franchise rankings, all right?
Okay.
And I put some damn work into this. There's a spreadsheet involved, some equations, lots of research. That's how angry you got me last night. I actually did work today.
I should get him angry more often.
That's how angry. So, Emma, can we throw up No. Let's throw up the first one. My franchise ranking. This is the magic formula here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
TV market size, all-time win percentage, last 3 seasons win percentage, number of Hall of Famers, conference finals appearances, titles, and franchise value according to Forbes. Those are the 8 metrics.
Okay.
I went through, I researched all of them. I ranked each category. Then I took the average ranking of each of those 8 ones, with the exception of Toronto. They don't count as a TV market size because they're outside the country, so they were out of 7 categories. You take the average, you rank everybody, and here are how I rank my top, all 30 teams, not top, all 30 teams.
Okay.
And guess what? The Phoenix Suns are number 7, not a small market. Top 3rd in the NBA, top 10, as I said, it goes Lakers, Celtics, Warriors, 76ers, Knicks, Bulls, your Phoenix Suns, the Heat, Mavericks, Bucks, Nets, Rockets, Spurs, Jazz, Nuggets, Clippers, Blazers, Wizards, Pistons. All these teams suck. Raptors, Kings, Thunder, Cavaliers, Pacers, Magic,
Awesome
Hornets,
for the audio
Grizzlies, Timberwolves, and Pelicans. Yeah, that's called math. So suck it.
Okay, but do you have the numbers for all of these different things?
Yes.
Tell us.
Would you like to hear?
Yeah, let's hear where the Suns rank.
In terms of TV market, the Phoenix Suns ranked, where am I here? 13th. In terms of all-time win percentage, they were 5th. Last 3 seasons win percentage, they were 1st. Number of Hall of Famers, they ranked 15th out of the league. Conference finals appearances, they were 5th in the league. Finals appearances, they were 10th. And then franchise value, they were 18th.
Okay.
Championships?
Well, 0.
Bottom.
So in title rank,
last.
I just wanted to,
just twist the knife a little bit. I understand.
So we got to say
they ranked 8th in championships because of how you rank it and just number of guys.
I want to know, did you take all of those categories, right? That's what you were using to make this ranking. Did you do the calculations for every single team based on all those numbers? And
there's a whole spreadsheet
and literally
with all
numbers
30
wise,
teams.
the Suns came in 7th or 8th? Which one was it? 7th?
7th, yes.
Wow, Espo.
And there's
I'm impressed.
got all the math right here. The average rank where they ranked based on math. So, yeah, Gerald, you can't argue with that. That's factual.
Okay, how were they measured though?
Because
now Gerald's just going to argue to argue.
Because you selected categories that are important to you. You have finals appearances and conference finals appearances in there. and like it's not weighted in any way.
That's what I was going to ask. How are
There's
they
also,
weighted?
Like,
Now you
Yeah.
want weight.
So
They're also
no,
the fact
so,
that they're
so,
ranked.
so
weight.
here's pull up the graphic
So the
real quick.
Bucks, because
No,
they
no,
had
no.
There's
two
no way to
titles.
quantify these numbers that you brought up.
So like the Heat, for instance, right? The Heat have 3 championships.
Yeah, so the
4.
championship has
Like
to
the championship
weigh more than
definitely
not.
weighs more than your 3 finals appearances.
Yeah.
It has to. Like there's no argument for that. Like you can't put the Heat below the Suns. Like the Heat are better are a higher tier than the Suns.
You can hate all you want.
I'm not hating.
When you
I'm
look at that, I mean, there's no glare. It wasn't like all of a sudden
No.
Charlotte was top 4 in the NBA.
No, I get it. I think your the way that you evaluated this is useful for
Everybody's going after
evaluating
Gerald.
how are they?
They're like, Gerald doesn't like it. Do your own math. It's under his
I don't have
thumbs.
to because I know how big the markets are. That was the whole point.
Go back.
This is an evaluation for like how much worth a franchise has, not money monetary wise, but how like prestigious or how well a franchise has done all around. Because a lot of these things, like ranking the last 3 seasons, of course that's going to skew the numbers because the Suns rank first because they've been on a tear. But that doesn't mean that they're suddenly
15.
that doesn't mean they're
Right.
suddenly inherently more a bigger market than the
Put
Miami
list back-
Heat.
Put the list back up.
Okay.
Who do you find egregious in here?
I don't think it's egregious,
Yeah,
but
it's
I
not-
definitely would say that like Saul's point, the Heat and even the Nets, I feel like would be
I
above
mean,
the Suns.
I mean,
because
the Spurs.
because
The Nets, who sucked ass for most of their existence.
But we're talking about
because
market, not the
I also
franchise.
think that I know that the valuation of a team I think it has to be weighted a little bit higher than some of these other things as well, because you don't think that when they're coming up with these numbers, they're doing all of these same type of metrics
Valuation
based on
is
that
so
stuff.
Subjective. The Suns are going to sell for the most
But if
any
the
NBA
Suns,
franchise
if the
is sold
Suns and the
for.
Lakers were up for sale at the exact same time, you're not going to tell me the Lakers wouldn't bring in
Well,
more than the
that-
Suns.
But that graphic wouldn't tell you that either.
No, but the thing is, the Lakers aren't for sale. The Suns are, and they're going to sell for the most a franchise has ever sold for. Value is all subjective in terms of the cash, who's available at the time, what the economy looks like, all those things.
Right. And
So-
I get your larger point that like this franchise is worth more than people give it credit for and that it should have the reputation of a major market. But I thought the original conversation was just market size because they were called a small market. I don't think
Okay.
they're a small market, but I don't think, again, my original point was there's a gap between a big market like Phoenix and like LA, New York, Chicago. Like those are San Fran, like those are still the heavy hitters, and there's a big gap between them and even a big market like Phoenix.
You want to talk market size? I'm actually doing
Okay.
reordering here for you on the fly. Okay, so the Suns have a television market size of 2.158 million, right? You look at the small market. I mean, there's 17 other teams that range from 1.8 million all the way down to 620,000
Right.
in their TV market size.
Mhm.
So anybody that calls Phoenix a small television market
Right.
Is
has
wrong.
their head up their
Yes,
ass.
they are
too.
absolutely wrong from that perspective. And I think the thing we have to remember too is that Gerald and I are not agreeing with the comments that Phoenix is a small market.
Right.
We absolutely do not
You
agree
said
with
this
that.
team was mid yesterday.
I said it's a
Lindsay.
mid-market
No.
team.
Mid-level.
You said
market.
the Phoenix Suns are mid.
No,
I
you
heard that.
said
You called
I'm
us mid.
mid.
And then you said I was mid.
No,
and then I
you
and then
said
I
I'm
attacked you.
mid.
This is a rewriting.
way,
We got to check
I
the
think
tape.
it's fair to say the Suns are somewhere between 8 and 13.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I'll go with that. Are you comfortable with that, Espo? Is
So
that
by
okay?
definition, they're not mid then.
They could be.
You know who
They-
is
if they
mid,
fall
though?
8 or
the
8,
Nuggets
9, 10,
by all
yes.
objective metrics. The Nuggets are almost the definition of mid. They're 16th on the list. So,
Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
All I know, number one in our hearts. Debatable
Sure.
market.
Yes.
Also, I do want to go back.
Rankings.
Hey.0 earlier in the chat said something that I feel like is even more egregious than anything anybody said. It said Phoenix is not really a destination for players, Espo. Stop being biased. And then Phoenix is not a go-to market. If you take out the Sarver factor, which now you can, because that will change, And you look at the history of the Phoenix Suns, like they have been a destination. They brought in big time players. Like you might have forgot that Jason Kidd and Penny Hardaway and Steve Nash all came here. Jason Kidd was a trade, but
Danny Manning, who was in the prime of his career, came
like
for a $1 million deal because he wanted to be here.
Yep, a lot of guys wanted to come and play in Phoenix because it is that great of a city. And I think in the future that will also be the case. Like Phoenix is a great place to live, whether you want to admit it or not. It's just true. Like guys love to come here. And so that's why a lot of the guys that do come here, they end up buying a house and staying here. Charles Barkley, freaking Dan Marley, like Tom Chambers, like all these guys. Eddie Johnson, who's from Illinois, has no business staying here. He went to Seattle and came back because he loved it so much here. Like, so like you gotta stop with this. It isn't a destination. If you have the right organization, the city takes care of itself.
Right. And Chris Paul wanted to come here. Kevin Durant wanted to come here in the recent past. So this is a trend that, especially now that Sarver is selling, we should see continue to go in the right direction because the Suns are one of the most competitive teams. They have a likable star and core and Monty Williams and all of that stuff. So it's going to go in the right direction.
So what you and Lindsay are saying is it's the fans that are the problem.
Again, you're confusing franchise value with market size, which was the original conversation.
At this moment.
You are. You're being a brat.
Saul's never been prouder of me than this moment.
I'm just here to watch the world burn.
Oh, man.